last year, 2024, we did not get equitable share for June. It came in July. So it also affected a bit the reporting because funds came late. And you will also notice, Chair, we have a program in our county where we have approval from the Assembly. So like there's one query you will see, we have money, the money we had, it looks like an overdraft, but it's not an overdraft. We have an agreement approved by the Assembly to Fuliza at KCB Bank. You know our disbursements from Treasury, they come very late. So we have a program of Fuliza in KCB Bank. They give us 5 days tax-free. So we Fuliza to pay our workers. Sometimes, if need be, you will see one incident there. It's a query you have not asked, but I'm just trying to highlight that you will see that we paid bursary 26 million, which we didn't have. It's because the bank honored, we give the list all to the bank to pay. So because they know we have a Fuliza program, they will always pay the 26 million, and then later, when our money comes, they recover. So, but for last year, it was special because we didn't receive money in June. The whole county is in Kenya, not only Kilifi. We received money in July. So some of the issues there, you will see, they will not be tallying because of that less disbursement.
Mark, your comment?
Well, Chair, the PFM Act requires that an accounting officer cannot overdraw an account. Chair, that's a PFM. And secondly, Chair, is a cost element. When you take this overdraft, we all know they are quite expensive. So maybe there is need for comment on the costs or the charges that accompany that kind of facility. Thank you, Chair.
Chair, we don't take overdraft. We have made an arrangement with KCB Bank, and some counties now have actually followed suit, in Mombasa and the rest, because of the less disbursement of funds. Workers used to work, Chair, and they wait for disbursement for 2 months. They wait for salary for 2 months because of late disbursement of equitable share. So what we did, we have a local arrangement with KCB Bank approved by the headquarters and the county assembly. We Fuliza up to 400 million for salaries, and we pay in 45 days. If it doesn't come in 45 days, we go back and negotiate, because then it can start earning interest. But so far, we have not exceeded that. So whatever we always do, at least in 45 days, when we get one disbursement, we clear our Fuliza. Sometimes it's for 2 months, so we remain with nothing to pay vendors, because we pay 2 Fulizas because the money has delayed. So they have no cost implication, because we have a 45-day window, and if we see there's many delays, then we still alert the bank manager in Kilifi to seek for us some few days in.
There was the issue of the replacement of the checks being issued to the same people who had not presented them in the first place.
Can you explain it further?
Okay. The statement had reflected a balance of 19 million in respect of stale or cancelled checks. So these checks were rewritten again to the same people some who had not presented them. So the issue is partially addressed, because we were not sure why the same checks were issued to the same beneficiaries who in the first place had failed to present them.
Or maybe, Governor, you can explain.
Yeah, I can explain. This problem was caused by this business of giving students and their parents checks in their hands. I've still since changed that, and the department and the MAT board is instructed. They send the list to the bank, and the bank pays to the school, and they just follow up if those students have reported to school. And if they have not, we have a case, for example, for Kwale High School, where we had sent students, but then some of them did not report But other students who had applied from the same school had reported, but they were not covered. So we just replaced the check with the student who benefited and is from the similar school. This was caused because before, politicians, including myself, I have never done it. I've never done it because I don't find it not necessary. I've only launched the program. But everybody wanted, MCAs wanted to be seen distributing checks to members of the public. And we have stopped it. I told MCAs, the committees, verify, put all the lists together, bring to the bank, the money is wired to the schools directly. And we follow up the schools where we realize that a student did not report. Because also this shows, Chair, that all those stealth checks, either student went without knowing, or the check were held somewhere by an MCA, or somebody was doing something else. Yeah? Or those students did not report to school. So how do we know that the students we are really helping really benefit with the education of what we paid for? So that we have verified, and we have a new system. The Department of Education, I think, can explain. Who's there? Can explain how you follow up now with the systems. Are you prepared to say today, or I've explained because I know I directed?
Thank you very much, Chair. So I think the problem has already been explained by His Excellency. So we have now gone through the system where we don't give out these checks anymore. We verify on the applications from the wards, then we send the money direct to the institutions to make sure that there are checks and balances in terms of the checks reaching the destinations. Mr. Chairman.
Auditors?
Thank you. Actually, but I'm wondering, CC, did you introduce yourself when you came? Because maybe you don't know who you're talking to.
Thank you very much.
He did.
Thank you very much, Chair. My name is Felkin Den. I'm the CC who is in charge of education, vocational training, and ICT, Kilifi County. Thank you.
Because I remember you didn't introduce yourself. He came late and he didn't introduce himself, and he assumes the whole Senate knows him. Anyway, thank you, CC.
Maybe, Chair. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. So, Auditor, what is your comment on these responses?
Okay, now with the reasons having now been explained by the governor, the issue is, from our end, we are satisfied.
You know, this issue of stealth checks, it's not just Kilifi, every other county. It is the political aspect of wanting to, so that when the parent goes home, you will be looking at the check and remembering Mung'aro.
We have abolished that in Kilifi.
So,
if they don't want to remember Mathayo and me, it's okay. But we'll pay directly to the institutions. That's the only thing, Chair. Everybody wants to be seen by the parents. But they have also been misused here. I know many parents and many students, especially those from universities, from disadvantaged families, who have even been sexually harassed here by committee members and some even leaders for them to get their checks. And that's why he said we don't do this business. Every check, every money will be sent to the institution.
So you are telling this committee that henceforth,
we have started already, Chair, in the Kilifi County. Yes, we don't give checks anymore. I'm very unpopular with the MCS. The chair is here, but unfortunately, we have to do it that way. We have no choice. There's no business with this era of IT to start running around again with checks all over the place. You know how many checkbooks we used to choose, Chair? You'll be shocked if the auditors go and check the boxes of checkbooks. You wonder why are we doing that in this era. Asante, Chair.
Okay. Auditor, I would like your comments on unauthorized bank overdraft.
Thank you, Chair. Since the law does not allow that, probably the governor, His Excellency the governor can explain.
Yeah, Governor, you can explain. The auditor is not questioning
Chair, in agreement with the
expenditure, but is questioning that overdraft was done without county assembly or county treasury approval.
Chair, that's what I commented earlier, but my response is we are in agreement with the Auditor General's observations. However, delays in funds disbursement from the National Treasury contributed to the situation. The county government, through some work scholarship committees had recruited students for full scholarship. As of February 2024, a big number of students were still at home, and since the situation was worsening, the county treasury requested Equity Bank for checks accommodation to allow for the students to go to school. The overdraft was duly settled, funds were received from the National Treasury. That's what I was explaining earlier, Chair. This we used to do before with Equity Bank. Part of the reasons why we actually left and went to KCB is we realized that as much as they have a very good program for students themselves, but when it came to accommodation of our students, when funds have not arrived from the equitable share, then they were not honoring our checks. We went back, as I said earlier, to the assembly. We have an authority from the assembly for Fuliza, as I said, for 45 days. So nowadays, all what we need to do is once we bring the list to the KCB manager in Kilifi, for our salaries, for our bursaries, everything is handled from there. If money is there already, it's paid straight as approved by the COB. But we have cases where now the list have been given and then money has not arrived. They will still be honored as long as we don't delay more than 45 days. It's not an overdraft, as I said, it's a Fuliza program we have with the bank. But this was equity, so it was different. And that's one of the reasons we moved out of that bank. But there was, I think the fund manager can clarify if there was any interest accrued after that. Yeah. Okay. Where's the fund manager? Fund manager will just come and clarify if we paid any interest on this 24 million, because that's what I'm not aware of. But with KCB, we don't do that.
Where is he? He should be here.
She was here, but I think because of space. But if you read, Chair, Section 13 of the Kilifi Ward Scholarship Fund Act 2018 allows the Ward Scholarship Fund both to borrow money and do or perform all other acts or things for the proper performance of its functions. Under the Kilifi County Government, Kilifi County Ward Scholarship Fund Act 2018, which may lawfully be done or performed by a corporate body, corporate, it was necessary for the Ward Scholarship Fund Board to get the overdraft from the Equity Bank to enable students from underprivileged families not to miss out from attending school. That was the reason. But I've said here now, it's not an overdraft anymore because we since moved from equity, because overdraft, the auditors have explained, you are not allowed to do overdrafts. So we have a program of Fuliza, and that's why we do with KCB with the at 45-day privilege. That's why you don't see strikes in our county at the moment, because we pay salaries on time, but not because we have money, because of Fuliza, Chair.
Okay, so maybe the fund manager, you can comment.
Manager can explain. When we took this 24 million, was there any interest? Have you introduced yourself to the Senate?
No.
Okay, introduce yourself and explain, because you borrowed 24 million. Was there any interest in the county? Was there any interest on this 24 million? Can you explain?
My name is Naima Syria. I'm the fund manager, scholarship fund. When
Answer, did you get my...
there was some interest charged,
For how much?
around 600,000.
Okay. So that total of that fund includes the 600,000, or it's separate?
Sorry?
Is it included on the 24? The 600,000, it's included on the 24,000. You repaid back the money?
It's together with the bank charges.
Okay.
Where the bank charges are, it's inclusive of the
Chair, sorry, I'm not
interest
interrogating
on-
because I'm not aware what they happened after. Thank you, Chair. Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Okay. think before now we wind up on this scholarship fund, maybe Governor, you can tell us what is Kilifi status with the COB on this fund?
What is?
What is the status of COB?
Chair, we have been fighting. One day we are out of the hook. The next day they go back to court. I don't know what they're up to. Like Senator Chimera have said, some of us, when you remove this bursary, then nobody will go to school. The senator will tell you. So we have been fighting. We signed an IPA with the Ministry of Education, IGTRC, and the counties, because so that the Ministry of Education releases that obligation of paying bursaries to the counties, because that's where the law was a bit of a mess. So we did that, and then they stopped us a bit. Now then they came and approved. So we are waiting this financial year if they will come with a new story. If not, then we'll be good to go, because we signed the IPS between ourselves, Minister of Education, and the IGTRC.
COB representative, can you give us an update?
Thank you, Chair. That is in order. Kilifi is one of those counties that have signed the Intergovernmental Partnership Agreement with Ministry of Education. So we are approving bursary.
So they have complied, they can proceed to issue scholarships.
That is correct.
Okay.
Thank you, Chair.
Good news, Chair. I was very worried this year.
You need to get this committee copies of what they signed, so for the purpose of our report.
Okay.
Yeah. Senator Chimera, what is your issue?
I just wanted to get Governor's response briefly. Even as we have arrangements, internal ones, with the COB, IGTRC, there is a serious threat that is in court at Nakuru High Court over these old bursary scholarship programs. Even where I come from in Kwale, we are also affected. I don't know, at COG level, is there a position that you'd want to join the court case? Is it also the position from the county government of Kilifi individually to also want to join the same petition at the...
I think we already joined as a COG, isn't it, COB? But because even them, I think they were stuck. That's why we came with this IPA to solve the issue. Because I think the issue was just the law. And the only people who could be disbursing bursary would have been the Ministry of Education. And we thought it will disadvantage many people. These scholarships, Chair, in this country, they have been distributed many times. People have studied even in US, but go and count in Kilifi how many went to US paid scholarship by the government. So that's why for us was we signed immediately, because we realize the problems we have back home. There are some counties probably who they are just doing it for the sake, but most of us signed. I think we are 10 or more who signed. Others thought they just do the court way. But when we got the window, we did it, and as I'm talking, COB released the funds, and we have disbursed funds to schools.
Chair, Senator Eddie.
Chair, I think the issue is not just about the legalese element of it. The legal part is the easiest one to solve. But the biggest problem for us, Governor, is the amount of money that is left to run devolved functions. This is the fight we are fighting, because primarily this is a national function. Okay, if the national government finds comfort that you can have some concurrence under 180, I think it's 86, that you can have some concurrence and then you can be able to take that function, they'll be happy to give it to you. They fight without money. Okay, so the biggest fight we're fighting here as senators is that really, what will be the pressure point that we can be able to put to make sure that the national government takes care of its function? Because we are almost defunding counties. The national government is being very stealthy at eating on the pie that they have given you that is very little. And it's not only with the bursaries. We are here with you the other time when you came about the water. You saw about the electric bills. Who are you paying? You're paying the national government. To provide water, you have to pay them for this, right? And that defunding of counties must just stop. So I would wish that at the COG level, while you're looking at regularizing this to deal with the excesses of the moment now, you must also embrace the larger conversation on how do we make sure that the little money that's coming for devolution can go for devolved functions, by making sure they can put pressure on the national government to take care of its functions. Because they still have a lot of money. They have almost like 86%, actually 87% of the money in absolute terms is still remaining with them nationally. The 415 billion they gave you was mere peanuts from what they have. So have that larger conversation. It's an issue of principle, not the issue of legal. Chair.
Chair, I understand that's what we have been fighting also as a Council of Governors. But Chair, we feel like in Kilifi, if we know that we should have left that function national government, or they transferred the funds, but because they are function, if it goes the way it's going, like I said earlier, then we leave a whole generation not be able to go to school. Yeah, that's why we intervened with the little money we have. Chair, it's very difficult between the gazettement of transfer of functions to when and the transfer of funds. We had the same with library. Chair, I don't know if you know that Kilifi is one of the counties where in December last year, a gazette notice was put for us to now run the marine parks. Kilifi, Malindi, and Watamu marine parks. We are still waiting for a handover. I sent my team, they're saying, let's wait Nairobi to come. They you know, and since December, they are collecting money in those marine parks. So I talked already with the chair of the IGTRC that we must get the monthly collection they have, so that by the time we take over, which is very soon, that we get also those funds transferred, including the funds which were budgeted for this financial year for Malindi and Watamu marine parks.
Thank you, my chair. First and foremost, I would like to thank you for coming, so that we are able now to make clarification on issues that have been raised. And as agreed with what our auditors have said, you comply, you go and do exactly what you've been directed to do. Where you have done well, I think I would like to congratulate you and the team for having attempted to, having tried to put your records right. It's a job well done. I don't want to be seen to be praising the county, because I am one of you, but I think I would like to say it's a well done. Chair, I also want to appreciate you and the team for according them the opportunity to express themselves. Thank you so much.
Chair, just one more, but I want to say this, Chair. We have noted all the issues the Senate have put forward. I can tell you, if our officers would just follow the entry meeting, what the auditors take us through, we wouldn't have all these small problems. They always come with a checklist, and everybody is given a paper, and we tick one by one on how we will provide the documentation, how we can be helped even after they exit and we have any small issues. But it's typical in governments, both national and counties, that staff seem to relax and feel like it goes. Because one of the things is mentality of the buck don't stop with me. So just haphazardly give, take. But the auditors, when they come, they take us through with all the points we should follow and have a good report. If you see here, the report we have is a matter of people concentrating and put things together. You are not seeing a report we are saying funds were lost or money has been stolen, but simply people providing this money, the paper belongs to this one belongs to this. Very simple. But as we have taken note here, and next time you will not see this. I think every time we have appeared, we have been quite able to produce good work, and you have always been lenient to us, but I will not be lenient anymore to the people who are supposed to give that information. We will take action, but let's give the new team at Treasury the opportunity to correct the things. I've always insisted, I thank you, Chair, because today you have made it clear. I always tell the CEC Finance and the Chief Officer that all the monies which come to this county, including water company, is your business. I think they look at the equitable share and they look at the managers of the water companies as separate entities. I've always reminded them, all the money is coming in this county, in all the departments, donor funding or whatever. It's your business as CEC Finance and Chief Officer Finance to make sure what happens every day in those places. Otherwise, you'll be messed. Yeah. So thank you, Chair, for the opportunity and thank you for bearing with us. We will work with the audit team closely to correct all the small messes which were appearing in the report.
Okay, thank you very much, Governor, for coming and your team. I think the first thing is that
More radio, 88.2 FM. We are in charge. More radio.